It's game day, August 10th, 2017. Welcome to the Philly Podcast. And Birds versus Packers tonight, the very first preseason game. And I cannot be more excited. I'll tell you guys that right now. I cannot be more excited for a preseason football game. But it's nice to see football back. It's nice to hear that to know that your starting quarterback is going to be on the field at some point tonight, probably to start. Some other starters are going to be on the field tonight. I mean, the bad part is Rodgers not going to be playing tonight, so you don't have that. But I mean, yeah, that's more of a bad thing because you get to really see what the needs are with the corners. But instead, you're just going to have to deal with this Hundley dude who's their backup, who's kind of been there for a little bit. So you're going to learn what the Eagles are going to need in terms of the cornerbacks and the secondary and what the weakness is in terms of that. But but you also might find out some good things. You also might find out some other things. What the deal is with the slot receiver position. Throws the ball because his mechanics have changed. He might go in for a series or two. We'll see. But we'll stuff tonight. So we'll get into the Eagles. It's a little bit later. I know it is game day, but there's a couple other things. We'll talk about the Phillies, who just swept out the Atlanta Braves. They're now on a 3-game winning streak. They play against the Mets tonight. They begin a 4-game series. Tonight is DeGrom versus Velasquez on the hill tonight against the New York Mets. So we'll get into that because they are actually playing good ball right now. Then we'll talk about the Sixers and how there were a couple big things, big events that were announced, big basketball games that were announced. Obviously, they will be playing at the Garden, Madison Square Garden, on Christmas Day. I'm assuming that's in the afternoon because I don't think ESPN would schedule a basketball game in the afternoon and a football game at night in the same city. I don't think they'll do that. And then they're going to play in London in January. So we will talk about that. We will talk about the impact. I mean, we'll get in a little bit in depth with that. I just want to bring that up at some point. And then, we'll obviously get back into the Eagles. So with the Phillies, so we'll get into the baseball talk because I want to put some time talking about the Eagles. We'll say that for a little bit later. We'll get to it. Don't worry. The Phillies have been baseball. I mean, they've won 3. I know they won a game against Colorado, which is nice to see them still a game for Colorado, who is a very good baseball team. And then they play a mediocre Atlanta Braves team, who they've been dominating all year. Sweep them at SunTrust 2 games. Now they come back home to play the New York Mets, which is who are a struggling baseball team. They lost yesterday, and they come back home to play 4 games against the Mets. The Mets have been focusing on next year times that this is a Mets team completely deteriorated. Built it up they built it up the years like 2013, 2014 for that 2015 year. I'm trying to say is all the players and drafted and picked 2013 and 2014. You only got one good year out of those guys, and they won the pennant. If you want to throw in 2016 where they got a wild card and didn't win a wild card and didn't win a playoff game, anything. Go ahead, but I mean that's the only production that you'll see out of this Mets, out of the, and they're now trying to say that they're going to try and they're going to be better after all these players went on the DL. To be honest, you guys, I don't think the Mets are going to be relevant a long time. The Grom and Syndergaard, but that they're going to be that team. You know, Cespedes is getting older. They just got rid of Jay Bruce. Short-term play. Got rid of Duda. I mean, he hasn't been pitching well all year. I mean, he hasn't pitched up to the caliber. The Grom's kind of been their only bright spot in the rotation. You know, the Mets, they are just not going to be the same team. They are always. I knew they were going to get hurt all year. I mean, I didn't predict them to do anything this year. Maybe second place at best because you know Washington's going to dominate the division. So the Mets are done. They're complete. They're deteriorating by the minute. I don't really see anything in the shortstop Rosario. I don't see anything in that guy. Maybe a little bit of defense. His offense sucks. And I know he's only played like 10 games. Not even that in the league, but they're saying he's the future. Bullshit. I hope they get swept this weekend. I hope the Phillies just spank them. I know the Mets hit well in Citizens Bank Park. I know Cespedes goes off, but I don't really see that happening this weekend because they are just absolutely deteriorating by the minute. If anything, if the Mets were to steal a game, it would probably be tonight. But who knows? I'd like to see the Phillies just absolutely destroy them and sweep them this weekend. I'll be at the game tomorrow night, so it'll be nice. It's probably going to be my last Phillies game of the year. I'm going to see Lugo and Pivetta tomorrow. Tonight is the Grom and Velasquez. Tonight should be a fun game. But the problem is, the Eagles are playing. I'm gonna probably watch the first hour of that. So we'll see where that goes. But tonight, and then you got all the alumni weekend stuff. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's gonna be. They're probably gonna do tributes to Dutch. I mean, it was kind of upsetting. It's kind of just been a tough week to be a Phillies fan the last couple weeks because of all the stuff that came out with Pete Rose, and then Darren Daulton passing away. So it's kind of been tough in terms of that. It's going to be a tough alumni weekend, but we'll see. Hopefully the team just really makes that a lot better with sweeping the Mets, sweeping an arch rival. Those asshole fans coming in, and hopefully they get stuck at a tractor trailer up the New Jersey Turnpike on the way home. And hopefully Chris Christie shows up. Because I cannot stand that guy like anybody else. So, yeah. So, that's that for the Phillies. I mean, they've just been playing great ball. Nick Williams is playing great. Odubel just had a great series down in Atlanta. The pitching was good. Eichhoff has had a good last couple starts. He's starting to come a little bit around. He's starting to win some games. Who else? I mean, last night they almost blew it, but they got to put more runs up on the board. I mean, that's the one thing I'll say. Other than that, just bring it to the series tonight. Bring it to the games tonight. Bring it to the weekend. Beat the Mets 4 games. Sweep them. Put them away. Make those fans irate. Just please. Ugh. But who knows? Maybe this weekend we'll probably see our first look at Rhys Hoskins. Hopefully. But bring him up. But I don't really see it. I don't know. We'll figure out what... I mean... No one's really shit the bed that much to be demoted. I think the Phillies... I don't know. I don't know how many guys are carrying, but we'll see. I mean, he's gonna get up at some point in the next couple of weeks. I'll tell you that. So that's my Phillies stuff. So, play the Mets tonight. DeGrom, Velasquez, 7:05. That's that. Let's get into the Sixers. And I wanted to bring up that they are going to be playing 2 games, 2 big primetime games. They're playing Christmas at the Garden and in London. It's going to be a good Christmas. Hopefully it'll be a good Christmas. Watching the Sixers and the Birds play. I'm pretty confident that ESPN will schedule that game in the afternoon, Christmas afternoon, because people can watch the Eagles game at night. I mean, that just won't be fair if they play the games at the same time. But oh Jesus Christ, she always has to yell. We'll have to see where that goes. I mean, first of all, Sixers are getting all these primetime games out of nowhere. I mean, this is where the overhyping begins. Now, I just want to get this out of the way. I want to see this team make the playoffs. I want to see both the Sixers and the Eagles, and maybe, throwing the Flyers make the playoffs this year. But look at this. I've been saying this a lot. Embiid, Simmons haven't even played a game together. None of these 5 guys, except with the absence of Dario and Embiid, haven't played a game together. The Sixers, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say they're going to make the playoffs. I'm not going to say that they are going to be the healthiest team. I'm not going to say that they're going to be... I mean, this is the stuff that you have to put in consideration with this team. I'm actually happy that they got the Christmas game, so there's someone to watch Christmas instead of watching LeBron and they'll play the Warriors. I mean, that's actually a nice break. Hopefully it'll be like early in the afternoon, like maybe noon. They get to play that game, and then you go eat dinner, and then you come back and you watch the Eagles. I mean, that would be a nice Christmas. That would be a very nice Christmas. I mean, of course they're playing the Knicks at the Garden, though. I mean, the Knicks always get every primetime basketball game, and they are not even a good team. They are not a good team. I mean, they have gone through all this shit with Phil Jackson. They got rid of Derrick Rose. I mean, the Knicks, I'll probably be a spanking on Christmas. Hopefully the Sixers will spank the Knicks. I mean, although if the Sixers are banged up or if they don't show as advertised, they are going to still spank the Knicks on Christmas. I'll tell you that. Now, the London game against the Celtics, that's going to be more of a basketball game if the Sixers show up as advertised. Because, actually, I think it will be the first real battle, first good battle between Fultz and Tatum. That would be a very good battle. So we'll see where that goes. I think there are just 2 games that I wanted to bring up, 2 games I want to talk about. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be a fun Sixers season. Hopefully, I mean, the team can put it together. I mean, I'm just very cautious with this team, and I'm also very cautious with the Eagles because, like I said, you don't know how everyone's going to get along. You don't know how they're going to play. So, we'll see where that goes. And then how about Mike Trout trusting the process? There was a picture shown of Trout wearing a Sixers uniform. I mean, I'd love to see that guy back here, back playing in Philly. I think he'd be. I mean, I know he's probably the heart and soul of the friggin' Angels, and I know, the Angels are actually like a 3rd place team. But we'll see where they go with there. I mean, they have Albert Pujols. I highly doubt that he'll come here. But at some point, this Phillies are going to get a big name player one of these years. So, we'll see where that goes. Let's go through Major League Baseball standings again. I just want to check the standings because I haven't seen them in a couple days.
I can make it taller so I don't have to bend over when I'm working, which enables me to work for a longer period of time. Make it shorter, make it more.
Of course, it takes forever to load. I mean,
What job I need, what I want to cut, and I'm ready to go. One thing and flipping down of another. Simply versatile, and no matter what job I have in my yard.
Major League Baseball standings.
You have a Works GT2. You don't have to buy a separate edger. It's two machines in one.
Dodgers got their 80th win. Oh my God, they're going nuts. The thing with the Dodgers, they got to put it together. The Red Sox run an 8-game winning streak. There you go.
And they only do one thing.
But it's going to be a fun. It's going to be Major League Baseball playoffs. I'm watching September balls. Like, you look at the NL Central, you look at the AL East, there's going to be a division spot. I mean, the NL wild card is set. The NL West is set. The NL East is set. They're going to watch the NL Central with the Brewers and the Cubs. And I guess you could throw in the Cardinals in that mix. The AL West is set. The AL Central is going to be a good battle, and the AL East is going to be a good battle. So the AL East has Red Sox, Yankees, Tampa Bay, and Baltimore. Toronto's pretty much out of it, but Baltimore's almost out of it, in my opinion. But this is based on last time I checked the standings. I haven't checked the standings in a couple days, so we'll see where that goes. If it ever loads, I mean, my Wi-Fi has been so bad the last couple days. It's been awful. I feel like I have the worst Wi-Fi in the world. Jesus Christ. All right, we're going to ditch the standings off. Tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow, I might do an earlier podcast. I might do it at around like maybe noon. The game tomorrow. I am going to the Phillies game tomorrow, and I like to get out early. I like to get out, hop on the train, because maybe I'll get one done earlier. I might get one done around 12. We'll see where that goes. So stay tuned for that. Because I'd like to break down, recap tonight's Eagles game. I like to talk about the Phillies tonight, do all that nonsense. So, yeah. All right, so we'll talk about the Eagles. So tonight, preseason games. I mean, the first preseason game probably is the best one. First and the third, because the first you get to see. I mean, I think that there's two preseason games where you're going to see most of your starters. obviously the third because you're trying to get them one last rep, one last game action before the regular season hits. Because in the fourth preseason game, it's all foreseeing who's going to get cut, who's not. Then after the fourth preseason game, I mean, it's it. That's it for preseason football, and that's it. That's it pretty much for training camp. And then you move on to the regular season. You pretty much have your roster set and everything. So the first and the third, in my opinion, are the two big ones. Second and fourth, you're trying to see a lot more of the backups. I mean, all 4 games, you're seeing a lot of backups, a lot of guys trying to make the roster. Um, Guys battling for positions, stuff of that nature. So, I mean, obviously, try and watch all of them because you never know who's going to stand out. I'm going to probably be taking notes. I'll bring them tomorrow to the show. All right, my television got busted. All right. He got busted. So, I mean, you don't know. So you got to figure out what the deal is. Just watch for position battles. Watch for just see how your quarterback does. I mean, obviously, see how Wentz does. So tonight, Eagles Packers, 8 o'clock, NBC and WIP. Should be fun. The first half should probably be the best, but it is what it is. All right, so it's gonna be a fun game. I'm gonna be really watching for 3 things. I'm gonna be watching Wentz's mechanics. I'm gonna be watching Aguilar. I'm gonna be watching Matthews, and then I'm gonna be watching the corners. Because, like I said earlier, if the corners don't do well against second and third team players, the Eagles are gonna have a real problem. And the Eagles are gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do. Because if you don't, I mean, listen, I think the corners won't play that bad. That's me personally. But if they play like shit, then you're going to have to think about making a trade. And don't trade Matthews. You're going to have to figure out maybe trying to draft pick or something. Because, the Eagles are going to have to think long and hard about what they're going to do. I got to turn the TV back on. They're being loud. TV's not working. What's the deal? Just so blacks out the house sounds. So watch the corners because the Eagles might have to make a trade. If that's the case, if they play really bad, they're going to have to start thinking about after the preseason making a couple trades. So yeah, we got 2 viewers here. Thank God. Is there any live chatting? So please be. I need more live chat action, please. God damn it. Anyway, it's going to be a nice game to watch. Now tomorrow, I know the Giants play. I think the Cowboys. I don't know when the Cowboys play. I mean, we've already seen them. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to try. I mean, I'm going to be at the Phillies game tomorrow, but I'm going to watch the highlights of that Giants Steelers game. I'm trying to see everybody in the division. I don't know when the Redskins play, but I'm gonna watch try and see a little bit of the division teams because they are going to be um, that's going to be big. Watching the teams in the division, um, because you want to see what they bring to the table, and that's who you're competing against. And plus, we're playing the Redskins week 1. We're playing the Giants week 3. So 2 of our first 4 games, we're going to be playing against division teams. So you want to see what they bring, and plus, the Giants are probably, in my opinion, they're going to be the favorite to win the division. Not only because they're coming back, they have the receivers, they have a defense. Their line is not that good. Maybe you never know, that could hold them up. But I think they're, as of right now, the best. I mean, us and them, the Giants and the Eagles, I think have the 2 best chances of winning the division, because you look at the Cowboys have no defense. They're just all offense. They have a complete offense. The Redskins, their defense is mediocre. They have the receiving core. It's just Crowder and Pryor. The quarterback doesn't even know. The whole quarterback situation is a mess with Cousins. So they have yet to figure that out. I mean, I wouldn't count them out, but I mean, I think this is a good all-around division. I think all 4 teams are pretty good. I mean, I give all of them a chance to win the division. I give all of them a chance to get to a playoff spot. I mean, I know there's only 3 other than winning the division, but I think the 2 best all-around teams, 2 best teams, two good teams win the division are us and the Giants. Cowboys have no defense. Redskins don't have I think have the worst receiving core in the league, or in the division. Quarterback situation, their defense is mediocre. Cowboys have a pretty potent offense, as we all know. They have a good offensive line. It's really all that matters. They have a very good running back. They have a good quarterback. Is good. I mean, the quarterback and the running back play great through the line. Zeke and Dak. The Eagles, like I said, we put more pieces around Wentz, who played great, who was good with what little he had last year, a makeshift offensive line, and not that many good receivers. And now that you put weapons around him, plus you get him a good running back, that won the Super Bowl last year, and probably was one of the best red zone backs in the league. Except you're going to give him the full load. You have a defensive line that's really good. You have a good offensive line. The secondary is the only question. Then you get to the Giants. The thing with them is, what's really going to determine their season is how the line plays and how Eli plays. They have the receivers. I mean, the receivers, they've had their issues with the boat and everything. The defense is really good. So they're going to have to figure out. So the key is Eli and the line. The Eagles' key is how Wentz is going to get along with his receivers. The key to the Cowboys is if the defense can hold up. And the key to the Redskins is, can Cousins put it together? So we'll see that. We'll really see how that plays out. So let me look up when they all play. Redskins play their first preseason game tonight against the Ravens. Cowboys already have 1 preseason game under the belt. That was a Hall of Fame game. They play Saturday at 9 at the Coliseum against the Rams. Giants play tomorrow night, and then the Eagles obviously play tonight. So yeah. All right. I'm excited for tonight. I am really excited for tonight because, it's really going to be good seeing football. It's really going to be so good watching the Eagles play again. Now, in 1 month from now, it will be the beginning of the season. The Eagles will be playing the Redskins at FedEx Field, 1 o'clock. 1 month from this moment, it'll probably be, maybe of that game. Halftime, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I can't wait. I just can't wait. I'm glad football's back. And in a couple weeks, college football begins, and then obviously, a month from now, we begin the pro football schedule. That'll be the first full Sunday of NFL football. 1 month from now. So it's going to be a very fun season. Hopefully, a very fun season. It's going to be. I'm excited. So yeah. All right. So what else? I'll bring up. How about Byron Maxwell? Talking all that crap. I think. Maxwell didn't. I don't know. I thought Maxwell was going to be a very good player when he came here. He was the best free agent corner on the market, and then he just got torched by Julio. That was the worst. So yeah. All right, how long am I running through? I'm running 30. I've only been on for 30 minutes. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna get a good half hour in. A good 45 minutes, I meant to say. There was a preseason game last night. There was a preseason game, Texans and Texans played the Panthers. Panthers won 27-17. Watson played a pretty good game last night. Good game. I'm gonna get the total numbers. All right, I 179. That's not bad. 3 times for 24 yards, and then he scored. And he was responsible for a touchdown, including a 15-yard scoring scamper. You got to put this into consideration. This is a preseason football game. I'm not saying how he's going to. But hey, he's showing that he wants to be the starting quarterback for the Houston Texans. That's big. That is big. That's the thing with the Texans. They could be a very good football team if they had the quarterback. Last year they had the defense. They've always had a pretty decent receiving core. I know Will Fuller's hurt. But, they've, who's a running back? They haven't really been, they had Lamar Miller. They had all those years with Foster, and he'd always get hurt. I've never trusted Arian Foster in fantasy football. So, they might be set with the quarterback, and I think if they put the pieces together, they could be a very good football team. Now, I think they had the number 1 defense last year. So, they can really, if they really put things together with the offense playing well, defense playing well, that's a good football team. And you have all this shit going on in Indianapolis because you don't know if Luck is going to play well. He's going to even play. Is he hurt? I don't know if he's hurt or not, but he's an issue. Another team. You have Jacksonville, who sucks. You have Tennessee, who sucks. So they might be a good team because they Mariota be really good playmakers. They obviously have Murray, who was in the top 5 top 5 running back last year, so you don't know how they're going to be. That might be another close division to watch this year. The AFC South. Indy, Jacksonville, Houston. Just these two guys are boneheads. Listen, I don't really. I've been a WIP person up until like this summer because that they just kind of stupid. I've always liked Angelo. Then, midday shows are mediocre. I mean, I started listening to Missinelli a little bit. He's not that bad. I've never been a fan of him, but, it's all right. So I just bounce from station to station. So, all right. Kind of would have been a little bit more of an interesting podcast. We got more live chat. I mean, we haven't really had much of a live chat in the past 2 weeks ever since we started doing the every day afternoon. So I need to get more of a live chat action going up on here, please. Come on, help me out. God damn it. Just say hello. I'll say hi back. Just please. Live chat action. Viewers. I know this is in midday. I know this is an afternoon. I know people are at work. I know people. It's summer. I know my usually tune in there at work. I know, it's busy. But, stop in and say hello. Please. I think it'll be a little bit better come school starts. Because, once school starts, you mess around for half the night and then you do homework. You have to when you're at home. So, all right. Tonight, let's go Birds. Let's see Carson Wentz throw some pretty good passes, I guess. I don't know. And yeah, let's go Birds. Phils play. Go Phils. And yeah, that's it. All right, good night.